quit nodding. Call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. Mr. Martin, Jackie Bob Martin, do you mind doing the invocation, please?
Our Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this day that you've given us, another day of life, and you watched over us, met our need. We praise you for that. I pray as we take care of our people's business that your will be done, and I pray for our military people around the world. Your protective hand be upon them, Lord, and be with those that suffer loss, and just comfort the hearts at this time. And we thank you again for this time and pray that you bless this day in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Just a reminder to please turn off all cell phones or put them on vibrate during the meeting. Thank you. Roll call, Ms. Miller.
Bill Anglin.
Here.
Bill John Baker.
Here.
Jack Baker.
Here.
Audra Conner. Joe Crittenden.
Here.
Meredith Fraley. Here. Don Garvin. Chuck Hoskins.
Here.
Bill Johnston.
Here.
Taylor King.
Honey.
John Keener.
Honey.
Jackie Bob Martin.
Honey.
Linda O'Leary.
Present.
Nabonda Shot Pouch.
Honey.
David Thornton.
Present.
Kara Cowan Watts.
Oh, honey.
Phyllis Yargy.
Have a quorum. Next order of business is approval of the May 14 regular session minutes.
So moved.
Second. Moved in second. Any discussion on the May 14, 2007 minutes? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And next is the June 6, 2007 special session minutes.
Move for approval.
Second. Moved in second. Any discussion on the June 6 minutes? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, next order of business is State of the Nation, and understand Chief Smith is in Washington, so Deputy Chief Grayson.
Good evening. Chief Smith sends his greetings. He's in Washington tonight. He is here in dealing with the Cherokee Nation sovereignty and our rights to determine citizenship. A hearing at which the non-Indian treatment descendants were attempting to stop our June 23rd election. Would you bow your heads for a few minutes, please? I want to pay our respects to those people who have passed away this month. Thank you. First person is Pearl Cannon, Mother of Human Services Director, Nora Merriman. The second one is Howard Payton. He was a Delaware County Commissioner. And we had our Employees Appreciation Day this Saturday, and we truly appreciate our employees. We have some of the best employees in the nation working for Cherokee Nation. They are hardworking and dedicated, and we were happy to be able to show them our appreciation. Last Saturday we had 2,400 people at Employee Appreciation Day. It was a great day. We had lots of fun, and we gave away a lot of prizes. Our grand prize was $1,500 in the form of a bank card. We gave 2 $1,000 bank cards away. And I know the employees were very happy to get those. And we gave away several cards from $50 to $750. So our employees had fun, and when I came home, there was a line trying to get into Walmart. And tonight, we honor a military family. We are honoring the Phillips family. And it is probably the largest family gathering that we've had, where we're giving away 7 of these medals to the Phillips family. And I believe they want to challenge the other Cherokee families to come down and try to beat their record. They have set the record tonight. The first, and as I call your name, would you come up here, please? First one is Buddy Floyd Phillips, 4th Army, 246th Field Artillery, Pistol Battalion. Tenth Mountain Division, U.S. Army in Afghanistan. Next is Jess Phillips, Jr., served on a submarine in the U.S. Navy. Next is Vincent Phillips, also served in the U.S. Navy. Next is Clifford Phillips, 10th Cavalry, 1st Aviation, U.S. Army. And last is Jess Phillips, Sr.
It's only 6.
I'll get them ready for you. You will pin them on.
Okay.
Do we have one more back here? Okay. They just told me that Keith is not here, but his father is here. Would you come forward and accept for Keith, please? You're a Cherokee warrior now. We appreciate it. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Jeffrey?
Jeff.
Jeff. Thank you for your service, sir. You are now.
That's my cousin Jeff.
Okay. I'm sorry,
Jess Jr.
Jess Jr. Thank you for your service, sir. We got it right this time.
Keith.
Keith?
Jeff.
Tell your son about that. He's got it. We will have a look. That's his.
Vincent.
Vincent.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your service, sir. Clifford?
Uncle Buddy, you want to give it to Jeff?
Jeff?
Yeah.
Just senior. Hang on just a second. We're not through yet. Did we get you an award?
Justin Walkabout, I sent his bio in.
We will get it. Okay, Justin?
And these are the three.
Okay. And each one of you get one of these for Rick.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. And Justin is Billy Walkabout's son. We were missing a medal, is that correct? I always carry an extra one. Gentlemen, we thank you for your service. We thank you for taking time to come out with us tonight. We are very honored that you're here. Let's get a picture. We give you a chance to say something. Anybody want to speak?
Thank you.
I want to give an update on my son. He's been in Afghanistan for 18 months, made it home safely. Should be back here in Tahlequah the 29th this month, so we're looking forward to seeing him.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. We'd like to thank the Cherokee Nation for it. Our next speaker is Jace Miller, riding first class. Jace is known to his family and friends as Spider. He is also a Cherokee man. Is also his Cherokee name, given to him by his maternal great-grandfather, Charlie Sales Sr. Spider serves in the 1st Battalion, 7th Marine Corps, Charlie Company. He is based in San Diego and is being deployed to Iraq next month. We're very honored to have Jace here tonight. Spider is 19 years old and graduated from Tahlequah High School. He's the son of Jerry and Gail Miller. And Spider, I want your mother to pin this on. You give him the break. Here's your pin. You can show this to you put this in your records, and you'll be able to wear that on your uniform. We are very proud of you, and best of luck. And we want to see you home soon, okay?
Mr. Grayson, here's for the great.
And this is for your brick at our memorial. You get on this side. We'll get on everybody, and this is his mother too.
Dad's here too.
Father, Brick, come down. Next are our announcements, and I want to remind you of the Huckleberry Festival coming up July the 4th. We hope to see everybody there, and you get some good huckleberries while you're there, without the chickens. And we encourage everyone to attend the various election parties that are going on, and be sure to get out and vote on June 23rd. At a special meeting last week, we added a constitutional amendment to the ballot. Citizens will once again vote on whether or not they want the Bureau of Indian Affairs to affirm our constitutional changes. The Principal Chief, Deputy Chief debate will take place on June 15th at 6 p.m. at the Army Municipal Center in Tahlequah. And if you need more information about the Cherokee Nation general elections, please contact the Election Commission at 1-800-353-2895. That concludes my State of the Nation. Thank you.
Mr. Baker.
Madam Chairman, at this time I'd like to amend the agenda to add item number 14. We passed it through committee, and it's time sensitive for our Indian Reservation roads. We need to add 9 and delete 2, and so I'd like to make that number 14 on the agenda.
Okay. All in favor of amending the agenda? Did you second it? Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay. It's item 14, Indian Reservation roads. Okay, next item is action of unfinished business. Last month, legislation was approved in full council amending the Title 20 covering courts and procedures to establish jurisdiction of the Cherokee Nation Supreme Court. That was vetoed, and I understand there's a consideration to table.
Yes. Madam Speaker, I'd like to make a motion to table not so we can work with law and justice on
Second.
compromising legislation.
Moved and second to table. All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Okay, it is tabled and goes back to rules. Next are committee reports. First is Housing Authority, David Sutherland. Good evening, David.
Good evening. Brief report. Our June board meeting is scheduled for the 19th, a week from tomorrow evening, 5:30. It's in the Allen Harvard Conference Room at the Administration Building. We've got a couple of agenda items. One of those is to discuss the process and the mortgage assistance application for families that are already living in a house with a substandard house. I plan on discussing the topic with the committee meeting tomorrow with you all. Our mortgage assistance program is doing very well. We assisted approximately 45 families during the month of May with mortgages. That brings the number for the fiscal year to approximately 180. That's a $2.7 million investment of mortgage assistance funds, and it's leveraged about $10 million on loans. We'll get close to helping 300 families get into new homes by the end of the fiscal year. As of today, we have 171 employees. 97% of those are Native American. Right now, we're required to give Indian preference in hiring. Part of the proposed language revision in the HOSDA reauthorization would allow us to give Cherokee preference, not just Native American preference. So we're looking forward to that passing. If it does, we already give Cherokee preference in our programs. We're able to do that, so we're hoping we can do it in our hiring process also. Let's see, last week HUD issued a proposed rule on using block grant funds as rental assistance in the low-income housing tax credits. We've been working to get that language through and issued since 2003. We currently use non-federal funds to assist families living in our 4 tax credit projects. We've got 3 elderly projects and 1 single family biennium. With a limited amount of non-federal dollars, we've been kind of holding back on applying for more tax credits. But with this issuance, we're probably going to look at the February application process, try to get something together for that. That's my report for the evening. If anyone has any questions?
Any questions or comments for Mr. Sutherland? Yes. So Leary.
Thank you. David, on your, you said you had 45 families apply this last month and you've helped 300 families. Are you talking about applications?
No, those are actual loans.
Are you talking about approval?
Yes. No, I'm talking about they've actually got the loan and we've assisted them. About 180 families so far. We're projecting about 300 for the year, fiscal year. That's what we're shooting for.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
Madam Chair?
Yes, Ms. Callan Watts.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. How many in the past would we have gotten to serve under, I mean, for that same amount of money, it would have been significantly less, right? Number of folks in the traditional housing program?
At $2.7 million, $85,000 a house. I don't compute as good as I used to.
So we would have served a fourth, approximately, of what?
We give $15,000 in grant assistance. And house, you know, just a pretty simple house right now is, you can't, for less than $80,000, I don't know that you could build one.
That's what. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Any questions, comments? Thank you, David.
Thank you.
The next report is from Cherokee Nation Enterprises, David Stewart. Sean Slayton.
Well, I know why Dave skipped out tonight. Normally he says, I've got another record month, and he didn't have one this month. He's somewhere. But appreciate the opportunity to be here. We did have a good month in April, but it wasn't a record, and that follows our seasonality if you track back over the years. And we expect to see that same trend in May June gets a little stronger, and then July is historically our biggest month. So we have 2 big months, March and July. Things are going good. Our people are busy. Our employees are working hard. We've got a lot of expansion going on. Just a brief update on that. We finished the Rolling Travel Plaza, phase 1 of that. Opened that, I believe, May 10th or around there. It's really nice inside. We've still got some site work to do, and we'll be addressing that over the next few months. We're looking at expanding that casino and should have a decision within the next 60 days on what we're going to do with that property. West Siloam expansion continues to go. The site work is in progress, and they'll be turning on to phase 2 on that site work on July the 19th. Hopefully we'll start seeing steel come out of the ground in September on that project. Catoosa, the parking garage is almost complete. It will be complete at the end of this month, and that'll provide another 1,300 spaces. Some of that is going to be necessary because of the expansion of the existing property. The 20-story hotel will have 200 rooms. Most of those will be suites. We'll have a steakhouse on the top floor, possibly a nightclub, event center, and a convention space. So it's going to be very nice, and we're in the final stages of design on that. Hopefully you didn't miss the announcement last Tuesday.
Sean, can I interrupt just a moment? Ms. Cowan-Watts.
Thank you. And I know this is a question you've answered frequently in other meetings, but just for the public, because I continue to get questions that they just don't want to believe that the parking lot issues have been resolved with the structure. So could you briefly explain how we have been reassured and that we had no additional costs?
Oh, on the A-line foundation. Yes, that has been resolved. We have a warranty on that. I don't know how much detail you want on that, but that has been resolved to everyone's satisfaction. In fact, the resolution to that is touted to be even better than what the original design was. And there is no additional cost to CP for that. There were 4 parties involved in that, and they picked up the tab for that.
That answers the question. Thank you.
Is that it, Meredith?
Yes.
On your question. Okay. We announced last week we've done a partnership with, or not a partnership, we've done a deal with Toby Keith to put up I Love This Bar and Grill there in Catoosa. We're very excited about that. Toby came down. It was a good press conference. He answered lots of questions, and he was excited to be a part of the construction phase there and the solutions that we've got going forward. I'd like to invite everybody, council and all the audience, June 21st to WRD. We're having Roy Clark and Mel Tillis concert there. Got a lot of response to that so far, and it's favorable. And we had a good concert last month out there, and we hope to be doing more of that as the summer goes. At Catoosa, we've got a summer promotion going on where we have more of the concerts there at Catoosa as well. Our jobs, we currently have 3,060
Sean.
employment.
Sean,
Yes,
one
ma'am.
moment, please. Ms. Sharkey.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Sean, while you spoke of the promotions that you have going on this month,
Yes, ma'am.
I was asked a question the other day, and I know it wasn't the intent of the casino or marketing, but there's a promotion in there. It's called Team Cherokee. And being election time, there's a Team Cherokee that's being promoted. And so this person was saying that kind of looks like the enterprises are also promoting Team Cherokee. So, and I know that wasn't, pardon me, the intent. So I just want to relay that information. And
Okay. I wasn't aware of that, and I apologize for any confusion that caused. We have in our policy and procedures a prohibition against campaigning on company time or company grounds or using company facilities, vehicles, anything like that. We realize the importance of being neutral, and we try to keep our work sites that way too. So I apologize for that happening.
Well, there was no problem to me, but, it was brought to my attention, and I hadn't seen the promotion, hadn't thought anything about it, but it was brought to my attention, so.
I'll take that back to marketing and make sure that, I'll ask that it comes.
Ms. Calmwatts?
Madam Speaker, since it's been brought up here, that is, I don't think you're going to be able to change that. That's the poker, Team Cherokee.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. So I'll check.
That's my guess. So.
I believe there is if that's what you're referring to, that is and has been in place for a long time. They go around doing various events.
Like I said, I haven't seen it. It was just brought to my attention, so I don't know.
I'll make note of that. Cherokee percentage of employment is 59%. Native American is 13% for a total of 72%. Management level is 60% Cherokee. Other Native Americans 7.6% for a total of 67.6% of our management is Native American. And that's all I have. If there are any more questions, I'd just like to try to answer.
Before I in Tulsa World, we talked about WRD. I just kind of glanced at it, and then I couldn't find the paper. It said that the purse money was given to another racing entity. I just kind of read. I didn't really read what that was.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what article you're referring to, but at the commission there has been a dispute between the Thoroughbreds and the Quarter Horse Association on how the purse money is to be allocated. The Thoroughbreds wanted an 80-20 split, with the Thoroughbreds getting the 80 and the Quarter Horses getting the 20. And I think they ended up where it's 45-45 and 15. So that may be what you're referring to.
I just kind of read that, then when I went to go look for paper, I couldn't find it. It said something, like it was turned over to another racing entity, so that may be what it was. I guess.
Yeah. We pay 25% in purse money every month, and then they figure out how to split it up.
More questions? So Larry?
On that same thing with Will Rogers Downs, did we lack any in race days? Is that why didn't we give some of the money to Fair Meadows for purses?
Well, there is in the compact, in exchange for Fair Meadows not having games, there is a provision that from the Catoosa properties, and there's a radius around Tulsa, I don't remember, I think it's a 20 or 30 mile radius, that any facility that has gaming there, they pay a proportionate share of profit to Fair Meadows in exchange for Fair Meadows not having the compact games. And so every month, C&E makes a payment to the state for our share of those games. And up until about 5 months ago, we carried 100%. Now I think I saw it today, and we were down to it was either 46 or 60% of that payment. So that may be what you're referring to. There's no money from WRD that goes to Fair Meadows.
Not even in the event of purse money.
Well, I don't know on the purse money, because once we pay that purse money to the state or to that fund, then it's up to them on how they deliver.
Are we lacking in race days there? Did we designate some dates it's not going to happen then? We had some trouble with the track at one time. Did we miss any of those days? Okay.
We had, I believe, 1 or 2 days that we canceled the race for track conditions early on. I don't think that we had to make those up, but don't hold me to that.
All right. I'll get with you later, Sean.
Okay.
Thank you.
I may have misspoke on that.
Any other questions, comments? Thank you, Sean.
Welcome.
Next report is Cherokee Nation Industries, Brian Collins. evening, Brian.
Good evening, Madam Speaker, council members. My report tonight is as of May 31st. Our monthly sales for May, $9.8 million. Total sales year to date, $97 million, which is tracking approximately 9% greater than last year. Overall estimated profitability is still $1.9 million. Our local employment in the Tahlequah-Stillwell area, 314, which 277 are Native American, 88% ratio. A couple things, highlights over the last month. Telcom, as of June 5th, received their TL9000 quality certificate, which is a new standard that was put out in the industry. And this will allow us to keep maintaining current business, but it's also allowed us to expand our business. AT&T has awarded us an additional product lines to carry that will be a pretty large portion of business for them as well. Estimated at probably $5 million added business to them for coverage. Another new business that's going on currently, Bell Helicopter has been a target account for quite some time for us, and we have been awarded a big piece of business. The next 2 or 3 days, Bell Helicopter is in our facility with their engineering staff going over all the processes and training programs, and we're dedicating staff to start ramping up. Potential could be $7 million in year 2, and that's pretty conservative. And so anyway, it's a good opportunity when you start thinking about manufacturing. It was only doing $8 million the year before by itself. This one account has a big opportunity for us. I also had the opportunity recently to go to Seattle, went to the Boeing, had opportunity to see our product in action, see the product that we make. And it would make everybody very proud that we've been producing product for the Boeing missile program for well over 10 years, and how the product is helping our armed services. And I was very proud to see it and go through and see the product being installed and the opportunities that are there as well. But anyway, that completes just a few highlights. Our next board meeting is July 30th at 3 o'clock in Stillwell. So if you have any questions for me.
Questions? Comments? With Bell, will you be hiring any more people as a result of Bell?
There will be some additions to it. I don't have a number, but I would imagine that the Bell program, once it's fully engaged, will require about 50 people. I don't know how many that we will be adding. It'll be a slow ramp up. We have always been trying to have extra people in the process of being trained. Full-time training manager, a program, and we've been constantly bringing new staff in and working to try to have people prepared to take on business. And that's pretty well a lot of the success for our growth has been is preparing our asset base so that we can bring the business in quickly. Because a lot of people, they want to give you business, they want to give it to you now. They don't want to wait for you to ramp up for 6 months to a year. So we've been proactively building our resource base up.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next is Cherokee Nation Business, Brad Carson. Evening, Brad.
Good evening, Madam Speaker. I've been here many times in front of the council. This is the first time I have done it in this position, so if I have erred on the side of brevity in giving a report on Cherokee Nation Businesses. Cherokee Nation Businesses was formed in 2004, as everyone on the council knows. It currently employs 35 people in jobs that are the very definition of good jobs, jobs requiring high skill, high education, and are well compensated by comparison to many jobs in northeastern Oklahoma. We are proud that 2/3 of the people who work at C&B are Native American, and nearly 60% are Cherokees. We provide 6 shared services to C&E, to C&I, to CCRC, and it is anticipated to other businesses that the Cherokee Nation gets involved in. Those shared services are, of course, not profit centers themselves. Their purpose is to enjoy the economies of scale from centralization. And although we don't speak much of the shared services that C&B offers, I think you'll be proud to know they provide cost-effective services. They provide those services also with the highest of quality. One of our tasks, of course, is business development as well. And since I became CEO about 45 days ago, I have worked diligently with the other CEOs of C&E and C&I to make sure that these organizations are more closely integrated. With Mr. Collins working on the 8A program, an area, I think, of great growth that he is exploiting, and that C&B has an 8A company itself, as well as a lot of legal and marketing expertise that can make sure that program is enormously fruitful for the Cherokee Nation. Also making sure that companies like Cherokee CRC, which is the recipient of a new contract from the Environmental Protection Agency worth $1 million, working through the rather complicated legal and business issues around that, a contract that we expect to be quite profitable for C&B and for the Cherokee people. We had our first board meeting of my tenure just a couple of weeks ago. At that time, there was much discussion about what the strategy of C&B and the Cherokee Nation in terms of business will be. As a result of that particular discussion, a presentation has developed, which I'd be happy to brief anyone on individually if they would like to either come to C&B or perhaps I would come to your hometown to talk to you a bit about my vision for C&B, what the board thinks, and how we want to integrate all of these business entities into a prosperous future for the Cherokee Nation. We're entering into, lastly, the budget season. Under the terms of the Jobs Growth Act and the attendant contracts and legislation passed related to that, C&B has a critical role to play in that. We approved the operating budget of C&E. We also approved the capital budgets for all of the various Cherokee entities. And so as we begin that process, it will be quite busy for both me and for all the employees at C&B. We completed at the last board meeting the 6-month review of capital projects that were approved in September of 2006. Mostly construction projects for C&E, but also a substantial capital allocation to C&I, which Mr. Collins talked about at the last Executive and Finance Committee meeting, a capital allocation which is largely composed of a $15 million loan, which will help capitalize C&I and allow them to enjoy still greater prosperity in the future. That concludes my report. I would be happy to answer any questions that you might have. And as I mentioned, happy to come to your hometown, as I promised before, to talk to you not only about the work I'm doing, but what C&B can do in our Cherokee.
Any questions or comments?
Just a comment.
Yes, Ms. O'Leary.
Yes, and we appreciate you coming to our communities. We'll be looking forward to that visit. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions, comments? Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
There are no old business pending, so I'll move on down to new business. And Mr. Martin, did you want to take 1, 2, and 3 in photo? Okay.
Yes, Madam Speaker, you'll allow me to comment on this. Since item 1, 2, and 3 are submission of proposal to the EPA, which were approved unanimously in committee meetings, my motion is to do all 3 at one time, item 1, item 2, item 3, and for information, I'd like to read the narrative. Resolution submitting a grant application for a brownfield grant for locating brownfield site. Investigation planning program trained to oversee environmental cleanup. Grant total is $211,000, no match. Item 2, resolution submitting a proposal of a radon pilot project. Grant total $54,574, and there is an in-kind match of 40% of $36,379. Item 3, resolution submitting a proposal for a lead certification project. Grant total $74,323, which is a total of $339,893. And I'll move for approval.
Second to motion.
Moved and second. Any discussion on any of the items? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you, Mr. Martin. Item 4 is a resolution authorizes the issuance of mortgages for self-help housing. Ms. Shopouch.
Okay, this resolution takes out the approval of council for each time they issue a mortgage or release, sale,
for foreclosure. So I'll put that in form of motion.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Any discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 5 is a resolution electing to participate in the National Sex Offender Registry. I guess I'll take that. As a first step in implementing the Adam Walsh child protection and safety legislation, we're required to elect to participate in registering sex offenders, and will be required to develop and maintain a database of these registrations and make them available to the public. And we have until July 27, 2009 to fully implement the law. And if we fail to make this selection, then the registration jurisdiction is delegated to the state of Oklahoma. So I would move that for approval that we elect to implement the Adam Walsh Safety Act.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 6 is a resolution rescinding a former resolution proposing an amendment to Article 3 of determining criteria for citizenship. This is more or less a housekeeping activity. This resolution rescinds a former resolution dated June the 2nd, 2006, which proposed an amendment to the Cherokee Nation Constitution determining the criteria for citizenship, and is necessary because a special election has already occurred. So I would move for approval.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Item 7 is an act amending the Freedom of Information and Rights to Privacy Act. Ms. O'Leary.
Yes, again, this is more of a housekeeping item. We're all familiar with giving the days before a meeting is called. It's actually just a housekeeping matter. And I'll put that forth in form of a motion.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. But it is an act by acclamation. Item 8 is an act amending Title 10 of the Code and declaring an emergency, and this broadens the definition of deprived child, limits jury trials to in parental termination rights, and sets a burden of proof in involuntary custody placements and in certain situations terminating parental rights. And I would move for approval.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign, by acclamation. Item 9 is a resolution authorizing the official Cherokee Nation website as a government domain. Ms. Callan Watts.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. If you currently visit our website, you would see it's registered at cherokee.org. But as a federally recognized tribal government, we can register now under a new domain name, which would be for us as a native sovereign nation government, would be -nsn.gov, which specifically for us through the Department of Interior would be Cherokee-nsn.gov. And then it would distinguish our current website status from that of an organization to a government website. So in the internet world, that's pretty cool stuff for exercising our sovereign rights. And in today's technology, when most jobs require internet skills and we can so easily provide so much information to our tribal citizens, even though it's a small gesture in a lot of ways, it's a pretty significant move for us to be able to do this. So I'm excited to sponsor this, and I'd like to move to approve.
Moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 10 is this legislation provides funding for eyeglasses and corrective lenses for elderly and youth. Mr. Baker?
Yes. Over the course of the last few months, there's been a lot of elders that have been worried that even though we provide eyeglasses, we only provide up to a certain level. And so if they needed bifocals and they needed tinted and those kinds of things, they were many times having to pay $200, $250 out of their pocket. So what this legislation does is it raises the limit up that health can provide to these elders and children up to $250. And it has income guidelines up to 185% of poverty, and it's for children up to 18 and elders over 55, and I put it in the form of a motion.
Second.
Moved and second.
Madam Speaker?
Any discussion?
Yes, thank you. Go ahead. I knew they were going to jump all over that. Everybody's ready to go. So I'm going to support this tonight only after having some discussions with the administration who would execute this proposal. But I want to voice my concerns because you took your time to be here tonight and you weren't here at the committee meeting to hear. I'm concerned that we're setting a precedence with this legislation that we're providing designer glasses to folks. So after the legislation's implemented, I've been reassured that it will be monitored in order to not cut services to folks who would have been provided under the current budget eyeglasses, because I know I pay $100, $150 for mine, and that's it with insurance, because I don't see going to the designer frames and such. But I know there is a need, and it was expressed in committee meeting, for possibly folks that have a medical need for bifocals or special bifocals, that those might be covered under that program and allowed. But they've reassured me that we won't be setting a precedent in, number one, cutting funding in order to provide luxuries to other folks, and number two, that we're setting a precedent that luxuries are a requirement for good government. And I just really want to caution everyone on what this legislation means, and I appreciate your time, Madam Speaker.
Any other questions, comments?
I have a comment.
Ms. O'Leary?
If any of you people out there receive luxuries, hold up your hand. Cherokee Nation needs to put forth services and better services for our people. That's what this legislation does, is it produces bifocals for people who otherwise could not have them. We're not talking about designer frames, we're talking about basics, and there's a limit up to $250. We're talking about eyeglasses for our youth also involved in this. It's about high time this council stopped worrying about our people being given a little bit of help and not asking where other portions of money is going in this huge Cherokee Nation. I am very supportive of this, and our people will much appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Do we have a motion on this? Okay. All in favor of this resolution signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. Next is item 11. The resolution proposes to continue the funding for the Cherokee Nation Cancer Registry. Mr. Crittenden.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This registry has been in operation since 1997. Has an annual budget of $116,000. And this registry collects all cancer cases with a diagnosis year of 97 or later for all American Indians and Alaskan Natives in the 14-county jurisdiction of the Cherokee Nation. The registry has identified needs for cancer control, which has led to the success of additional funding opportunities, including leveraged funds from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention and the Environmental Protection Agency. And I'm going to put this in the form of a motion for approval.
Move and second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 12 is an amendment to the legislative budget, Mod 8, and Ms. O'Leary.
Yes. Mod 8 is a very extensive budget. It's 52 budgets, actually, and its net increase in spending authority is almost $22 million. I would also like to add in this mod, and I don't know if I'm doing this correct at this time, adding in the marshal's request, which would add to this Mod 8 in the amount of, I believe that's $375,000. And we Okay, and also the Weber's Falls Water District for an amount of $25,000. And I'd like to also go ahead and make a motion for this to pass.
So with the amendment?
With the amendment.
I'm going to second with a friendly amendment of the $210,076 out of Gen Fund for the Marshal Service as
You're
well.
right. I'm sorry. I left
No,
that
that's fine.
You accept that?
Yes.
Okay, with the amendment, all in favor of the budget, these budgets, including the $375,000, $25,000, and $210,000, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, just a moment. Jim?
That's fine.
Okay.
I would make a comment that in with this budget that we just passed, there was $575,000 to supplement Pell scholarships, so that the kids that are getting Pell that only got $340 a semester last year, we're going to bump it up to $1,000 a semester and carry it forward so that every Cherokee student, Pell or non-Pell, can apply and get $1,000 a semester to go to college any place they want to go, which I think is a great thing.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. The motion carries by acclamation. Item 13 is a resolution submitting a grant application to expand drug treatment capacity to improve permanency outcomes for children. And Mr. Fitton.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm going to read this a little bit here because this is quite important in our 14-county area, this problem we have with the drugs and all. This resolution authorizes the Cherokee Nation Behavioral Health Service and Cherokee Nation Indian Child Welfare to submit this application to expand drug treatment capacity to improve permanency outcomes for children. This project will utilize an evidence-based program of intensive outpatient treatment for substance abuse called the Matrix Model that will allow parents with substance abuse problems to remain near their children and in their communities. The grant would be in the amount of $2.5 million over a 5-year period of time. There's a match of $593,000, which includes in kind. But I'm going to move for approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 14 is a resolution authorizing the addition and deletion of certain Indian reservation roads. And Mr. Martin, did you want to take that one?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker. This resolution authorizing the addition of 9 roads to and removal of 2 road segments from the list of construction priorities for Indian reservation road funding. I would make a motion to approve this. This was discussed in our Resource Committee meeting a while ago, and because of the time situation, we need to get this approved tonight. If there's any question, Michael Lynn is here to answer those questions.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Next item is announcements. And, okay, go ahead.
I just want to remind everyone, I know we've already been reminded by Deputy Chief Grayson to get out and vote on June 23rd, but don't forget that you can begin walk-in voting at the Election Commission office also on the 19th, next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 19th, 20th, and 21st, during the regular office hours at the Election Commission. You can actually walk in and vote there, so don't forget to do that if you're going to be somewhere else on the 23rd. Please.
And to add to that, on June the 6th, at a special tribal council meeting, the council approved a resolution authorizing the placement on the June 23rd ballot a question whereby the people either affirm or not affirm the removal of federal approval of the Cherokee Nation Constitution or amendments thereto, and that will be included on the ballot. There will be an absentee ballot. I checked today, and they said it would probably go out tomorrow. That will be mailed to all absentees proposing that particular question. And Ms. Hammond, did you want to comment on that any at all?
I can just briefly, as I'm sure most of you recall, we voted on this in 2003, the proposition to remove the federal government from the process of approving any new constitutions or amendments that we might have. They were only involved in our process because we had put them there in the 70s, so we decided to take them back out. But because we had put them there in the first place, they had to approve the amendment taking them out. It sat there for 4 years, and just in this past few weeks, we received a letter denying their approval of taking them out of the process. So this is just language submitting to the Cherokee people again this amendment to take the federal government out of the process.
Thank you. Mr. Calmwatts?
And just to make sure, because I've already had questions, do go ahead and vote your first absentee ballot, and then you will mail that in, and then you'll get a second, and you'll vote it again. Because I think some folks are under the impression they should hold their first absentee ballot. Do not hold it. You want to vote it, mail it in, and then mail your other one when you get it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to introduce some distinguished folks that are in our audience from Adair County. Back on the back row, lady shaking her head, no, Ruby Jackson. Bill and Luann Collins. Gentleman over here to my right, Mr. John Fluke. Have two young ladies down here on the front row that's got a challenging venture ahead of them this summer, Billie Jean Gonzalez and Samantha Fluke. Thank you for being here.
Any other announcements? Third, second, all in favor, aye. Aye. Same sign.
You're doing good.